Good afternoon, Dunkirk and Fredonia listeners, and welcome to High Noon Friday, Fredonia's longest-running variety radio program. Brought to you by WCVF 88.9 The Voice and WDVL 89.5 The Inferno. I'm Matt Gillespie.
And I'm Jackson DiCarlo. Today's episode is available streaming worldwide at FredoniaRadio.com.
Coming up, we'll have the local news, the weather, and the international news. But first, for campus news. Our biggest FRS event of the semester is today at 5 p.m. Who kidnapped Jackson? Where is Jackson now? Will he ever be found? Join our campus-wide scavenger hunt tonight to find out and to win some awesome prizes. More details can be found on the Fredonia Radio System's social media pages.
Come save me!
A series of virtual experiences celebrating the lives and works of underrepresented composers will be showcased at the annual Robert Jordan Piano Festival during April. Go on to the Fredonia Events website to find exact dates and times for those showcases. All throughout the weekend, a number of student recitals will be hosted virtually for all to attend. Each recital brings new and exciting music for you to experience, so be sure to check out the Fredonia Events page online and check out all of the recitals that you can attend.
Thank you, Matt. Today we have a wild game of trivia planned for you wonderful listeners, along with some fantastic segments such as Just the Facts, Dad Music, and the Weekly Chat.
Let's start with our local news prepared by Topher Elkins and sports prepared by Josh Schmitt, along with weather updates prepared by Jules Hoepting. What's going on in the news, Topher?
In local news this week, anyone planning on attending a Buffalo Bills or Sabres game later this year may have to be vaccinated for COVID-19 first. During Erie County's weekly COVID-19 briefing, Erie County Executive Mark Polenkars discussed a plan to allow full attendance at both Bills and Sabres games. Polenkars says the county supports returning all fans to the newly named Highmark Stadium and the KeyBank Center this fall. However, under the county's plan, all fans and staff would be required to be fully vaccinated for COVID-19. Polenkars says, quote, "Our goal is to have 100% full house for the Bills and Sabres starting in the fall, and that's ensuring everybody who enters that facility, the fans, the staff, are fully vaccinated," end quote. Under this plan, mass testing will not be required in order to buy a ticket. Instead, attendees will be required to provide proof of vaccination.
Hello everyone, I'm Josh Schmitt here with your High Noon Friday sports update. In Fredonia sports news, the women's softball team split another SUNYAC series yesterday with the visiting Brockport Eagles. The ladies won the first game in comeback fashion with a score of 7-6 in the 7th inning and dropped the second game by a score of 14-5 in 5 innings. This puts the ladies in a 3-way tie for second place in the SUNYAC division. The women's lacrosse team finds themselves on a bit of a winning streak after beating Buff State 14-8 on Wednesday. This adds to their 18-0 win from earlier in the week. Finally, the men's baseball team took on visiting Penn State Barron on Wednesday and defeated them by a score of 13-4. This weekend, all of the spring teams will find themselves playing in games. On Saturday, the men's baseball team will host Brockport for a doubleheader. The track and field teams will be traveling to UB for a track meet. The lacrosse team will be traveling to Geneseo, and the women's tennis team will be going to Brockport. The only game this Sunday will be softball as they travel to Oswego to take on the Lakers. You've been listening to your High Noon Friday sports update on WDVL 89.5 The Inferno and WCVF 88.9 The Voice.
The Northern Chautauqua Weather Update, being brought to you by Fredonia Radio Systems.
Good afternoon, Fredonia. It's Jules Hoepting, your weather girl, here with your 5-day weather forecast. Well, whether or not you can believe it, the weather will be pretty stable for the next few days. I know, springtime in New York, stable weather, it's shocking. All right, today, showers likely mainly before 1 p.m., patchy fog before 9 a.m., otherwise cloudy with a high near 42, west wind around 15 miles per hour. Tonight, chance of showers mainly before 2 a.m., mostly cloudy with a low around 39, west wind 5 to 11 miles per hour. Tomorrow, partially sunny with a high near 52, calm wind around 6 miles per hour in the afternoon. Tomorrow night, slight chance of showers, mostly cloudy with a low around 41. Sunday, predominantly cloudy with a high near 55. Sunday, that cloudiness continues, low around 39. Monday, mainly sunny with a high near 57. Monday night, partially cloudy with a low around 41. And Tuesday, partially sunny with a high near 54. And that concludes your 5-day weather forecast. Let's bring it on back to the house.
Thanks, Topher, Josh, and Jules. We're going to dive right into our weekly segments. To start, here's Just the Facts.
Welcome to Just the Facts. I am your host for
today, Alex, along with my friends Hunter
Hello.
and Chloe.
Hi.
Just the Facts, where we talk about just facts, only facts, no opinions, just some facts. We're gonna start with Chloe today. What's your fact for the incredible topic that I have chosen today? Potato chips.
Sure thing, Alex. So, on average, in the United States, the most popular time to eat Doritos is between 8 o'clock p.m. and midnight.
I get that.
It makes sense
That's
because, like,
understandable.
what do you do like late at night when you're watching TV or playing video games? You grab yourself a bag of Doritos.
Doritos aren't my go-to chip though.
No.
No, not mine either, but I think it's pretty popular. It's like, you know how like gamer food is Doritos and like Mountain Dew?
That's true.
I
yes.
think that's why.
That's a fair.
That's my assumption.
I do like Mountain Dew. I'm pretty sure those are my peak times when I do drink Mountain Dew.
See,
and
they
if
go
I
hand
ate
in
Dorito,
hand.
they do go hand in hand.
Gamer food.
Gamer food. Have you never heard that before?
No, it's just hilarious to me.
Why is it hilarious, Hunter?
I don't know. It just sounds funny.
Are you not a gamer?
No, he's not. He exclusively plays car soccer, and that's it.
Hey, and Pac-Man.
Alrighty. What about you, Hunter? What's your chip fact for today?
You know, I'm glad you asked. It's
Yeah.
not exactly chip related. It's Pringle related. Okay.
Okay.
So, the creator of the Pringle was cremated and buried in a Pringles can.
Yeah.
He was. It was an original. Original.
Original?
It was an
Pendulum.
original Pringles can.
Original Pringles can. Is there any reason why it was the original?
His kids decided.
The kids decided.
I have a question about the can itself. Was it one of the tall, skinny cans, or one of like the
Yes.
little short? Thanks.
Did- if you burned up right now, you think you'd fit in a tiny Pringles can?
Well, I don't
I
assume they
Humans,
I
took
feel like that's
all of his
well-
ashes into a Pringles can. I'm sure
They
it was
did
a little
not.
bit. Yeah, exactly.
They put most of them in the Pringles can and then also buried it in 2 other urns.
See, Alex? Next
Well, like-
time you try to attack me, check your facts. Use Snopes. Use PolitiFact. I don't even care.
But like the large Pringles can is the only option there. All right, well, I've got a very interesting chip fact for today. It actually goes hand in hand with Hunter's fact today. Here's a fact: Pringles aren't chips.
False.
That's not false.
It may not
Can
be false,
you
but they're chips in my
explain?
heart.
They're
I agree with that.
Pringles are considered potato snacks because they use dehydrated potato mash. And to be a potato chip, it has to be a thinly sliced potato, whole potato.
So to me, this is just an extension of like the whole, is it a fruit or a vegetable because of the seeds? That's all this is to me.
But it's no.
Yeah, it's
You-
the
you
same
can't-
kind of debate. It's
no,
like,
it's not though.
yes, it is.
I think it
It's
is.
Like, it is. It 100% is. See, you're outnumbered now.
I'm
sorry.
not. But it's not a chip. By the very definition, it's not a chip.
So then I could also say a tomato is not a vegetable because of the definition.
Yes,
That's what I was arguing there, and you shot me down.
it is a vegetable.
No, wait.
It is. No, wait, it's a fruit.
It's a fruit.
It's a
Yeah.
fruit.
Yeah, it's a
I
fruit.
mixed
That's
it
what
up.
I'm saying.
I mixed it up.
I was gonna say I didn't want to be wrong though and like pressure you.
All right, Alex.
They're not chips. It has to be a thinly sliced potato to be a chip.
Well, finding my fact.
Yes.
I actually found your fact, and more.
Oh yeah.
For a short time in the UK, they were called cakes.
I would like to point something out here. That's still not a chip. That was my fact. Pringles aren't chips. Thank you for confirming that for
Yeah,
me.
no problem, man.
Wait, Hunter, why were they called cakes?
I don't know.
You explained it to me yesterday.
You did.
You literally explained to me why they were cakes, and I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty interesting.
It's because of the tax.
The tax?
Oh yes, they
There you
wanted.
go. You're
It
welcome.
was the tax.
Pringles wanted to avoid a tax for being known as chips.
Yes.
There was a chip tax. And it was
Because they're
pretty
not
high.
chips.
Right.
Do you ever call
Mhm.
Pringles anything other than Pringles?
Pringle chips.
What? What? You're
Well,
not,
I
you're not able to.
primarily I
No, no,
call
no, no,
them
no, no.
Pringles.
You're not able
No.
to see this right now, but me and Hunter both whipped our heads towards Chloe.
What'd you say?
was sacrilegious.
No, let me explain myself. So basically, like, I always call them Pringles, but like it's like their last name is Chips. They're Pringle Chips.
No, we've been rickrolled our entire lives. They're not chips. And that's been Just the Facts. We'll see you next week with Alex, Hunter, and Chloe.
Check us out on YouTube.
Oh
Yeah,
we have a YouTube
now.
now. I completely forgot we did that.
gonna
Check
get
us out on YouTube, Just the Facts. You'll see our little logo there. YouTube channel put together by Hunter Halterman. Let's give a round of applause.
Thank you.
And that's been Just the Facts. We'll see you next week.
Another great segment from the Just the Facts crew. Next up is the Weekly Chat with Spencer Eisenhauer.
Hello and welcome to the Weekly Chat. My name is Spencer Eisenhauer and I'll be your host. Today we're going to focus on the Earth and specifically what the Earth is made of. Now if you think the Earth is just one big round ball, well, you're sort of right, but you're mainly wrong, because the Earth is made up of many layers. The crust, which is the top layer, which we walk, drive, run, and do our day-to-day activities on. Under the crust is the mantle, which is the thickest part of the Earth, coming in at 1,800 miles. Under the mantle, we have the outer core, and then the center of the Earth is the inner core, which is about 5,200 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a little toasty. Now the Earth is made up in the center of mainly molten rock and magma. Also, there is an abundance of nickel and iron and many other materials that generate the electrical force around the Earth. Now this electrical force is vital because without it, we would be subjected to harmful radiation from the sun. The magnetic field around the Earth also creates the aurora borealis, or as many other people know it as, the northern lights. Now to go into a little more detail about how the magnetic field around the Earth is created, back when the Earth was starting to just form, all those rocks came together and smashed into each other, and as that happened, they spun faster and faster, creating the rotation of the Earth. Now keep in mind this took billions of years, but the spinning rotation of the Earth is kind of like a blender in a way. So this rotation spins all of that iron and nickel and hot magma in the center of the Earth to generate a concoction that we know as the magnetic field. Now the Earth isn't just one big sheet of rock that covers the whole planet. It's split up into many different continents and countries and all that sort of stuff. These are called plate boundaries. In 1912, Alfred Wegener proposed the idea of Pangea, which basically stated that a long, long time ago, millions of years ago in fact, all of the continents were glued together to form a supercontinent known as Pangea. Now these plates are basically just floating on top of the mantle in a way. Earthquakes are basically the movement of plates under our feet, and they're so massive and heavy that it causes mass destruction. Those are just the continental earthquakes. The oceanic plate earthquakes are much more severe because the oceanic crust is much thinner, however, it's much more dense. And the polar opposite for continental crust, which is thicker and less dense. Because think about it, all the weight of that water is crushing the crust down to a very thin point. But all that water saturates the crust and makes it extremely heavy. Now, an earthquake formed underwater can be catastrophic. And what I mean by this is that it can create tsunamis, which are ginormous waves that wreak havoc on many cities, unfortunately taking the lives of many people. Tsunamis can be created from subduction zones, which are basically two plates subducting underneath one another. It's kind of like the Earth is swallowing or eating another plate. It's a weird way to look at it, but hey, it makes sense. The same thing can go for continental crust too. You could have subduction zones, transform boundaries, convergent boundaries, and divergent boundaries. Divergent boundaries are basically two plates moving apart from each other, creating huge valleys. Under the sea, these are called rift zones, or mid-ocean ridges. Convergent boundaries under the sea sometimes form volcanoes. or just mountain ranges. This also is true for continental crust. The Himalayas, the Andes, all those huge mountain ranges are formed from convergent boundaries. And transform boundaries are the sliding of two plates past each other, which can also create rift zones and many earthquakes across the globe. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for tuning in to the weekly chat. I really do appreciate it. Tune in next week for another episode. You're listening to 88.9 WCVF, the campus and community voice of Fredonia, and 89.5 WDVL, the Inferno, right here on High Noon Friday. And until next time, I'll talk to you then.
Thanks for the wonderful segment, Spencer. Next up is Dad Music.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to High Noon Friday. I'm Anika, and this is Dad Music, the show where I review songs my dad tells me to listen to. Today we're bringing you songs from the famed kings of disco, the Bee Gees. The brothers Gibb reached the height of their popularity in the 1970s. This first song is probably the most recognizable song in the Bee Gees' repertoire. It hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in February of 1978 and stayed there for 4 weeks consecutively. From their 1977 album, Saturday Night Fever, here is Stayin' Alive.
Well, you can tell by the way I use my walk, I'm a woman's man, no time to talk. The music loud, women walk, I've been kicked around since I was born. I never tolerate, I don't hate, and you may look the other way, but we can try to understand and do your time to make no man. Whether you're a brother away, whether you're a mother, you're staying alive, staying alive. Feel the city breaking and everybody shaking, and we're staying alive, staying alive.
That was Stayin' Alive. I would like to one day be as smooth as the string in this song. It absolutely slaps. The beat, that bass, perfection. I learned a couple of things watching the music video. First, the video is honestly one of the laziest I've ever seen. Second, I would love to have Barry's outfit. And 3, feathered hair is super cool. I also learned that Lizzo covered this song for a movie, and out of curiosity I gave it a listen, and it was terrible. I enjoy Lizzo as much as the next person, but that wasn't it. Poorly done covers aside, I give this song 5 stars. Up next, we have a song with more of a Beatles vibe. It was the Bee Gees' first top 5 hit in the United States, reaching number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100. From their 1970 album, 2 Years On, here is Lonely Days.
Good morning, Mr. Sunshine. You brighten up my day. Come sit beside me in your way. I see you every morning outside the restaurants. The music plays so nonchalant.
That was Lonely Days. I have to say, this isn't my favorite Bee Gees song ever. I think what really puts me off is the clapping section before the chorus, because it takes them a few beats to actually get in sync. I mean, you're all musicians, you should know how to count. Maybe it was a style choice or something, but they're all on the same beat the second time around, so I don't know. I have to give this one 3 stars. Finishing this episode is for sure my favorite Bee Gees song ever, and you may have heard it on TikTok. This song, as well as Stayin' Alive, were both used in the 1977 movie Saturday Night Fever. I've personally never seen it, but I guess John Travolta, invents disco or something. Here is More Than a Woman.
Well, I've known you very well. I've seen you growing every day. I never really looked before, but now you take my breath away. Suddenly you're in my life, part of everything I do. You got me working day and night, just trying to keep a hold on you. Here in your arms I found my paradise, my only chance for happiness. And if I lose you now,
The amount of dopamine this song gives me is off the charts. As I mentioned before, you may have heard this song on TikTok. It's usually accompanying videos of dogs being the purest beings on this planet. Everything about this song makes me feel the kind of happiness only experienced by white people in Snuggie commercials. And for that, I have to give this song 5 stars. That's all for today. Thank you for joining me on Dad Music. Catch you later.
Thanks for that segment. Now let's bring it back to Topher with the international news.
National news, Johnson & Johnson's COVID-19 vaccine has been paused for rollouts in the United States due to a connection to blood clots. Dr. Anthony Fauci, President Biden's chief medical advisor, said Tuesday night that it appeared that the adverse effects occurred within 6 to 13 days, and said, quote, "So if you've had it a month or two ago, I think you really don't need to worry about anything," end quote. Fauci emphasized that the chance of these adverse side effects is, quote, less than 1 in a million, and, quote, but he said to be alert to the symptoms such as a severe headache, some difficulty in movement, or some chest discomfort and difficult breathing, end quote. As of Monday, more than 6.8 million doses of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine have been administered across the U.S., a small portion of the over 190 million COVID vaccine shots given nationwide, most of them being Pfizer or Moderna. White House officials have said that the pause in Johnson & Johnson vaccines was likely to impact the nationwide vaccination campaign in the very short term, but have insisted supply from Pfizer and Moderna are sufficient enough to meet their goals.
Now. Okay, man.
Okay.
You do that to me.
Okay. Can I say my line now? Thanks for the updates, Jackson.
Yeah, go ahead. Say the line.
Oh my
Also,
God.
remember that I have not written the news since last year. So this should say, thanks for the updates, Topher.
Yep, that's what I meant.
Whenever you're ready.
Thanks for. I wish I could, but someone's talking. All right. Thanks for the updates,
Go ahead.
Topher.
Whenever you're ready. We're on your time.
Are we done?
Yeah, I'm set. I'm waiting on you.
Okay. Thanks for the updates, Topher.
Oh, can you guys mute your mics so we don't have sound?
Stop it! I'll end you! I will end
okay,
you!
just mute your mics, and then Sarah will introduce herself first, and then Josh will introduce himself. Whenever you're ready, Matt. The stage is yours. Let's get through the intro, and we can start the show and get Sarah to her meeting on time.
Thanks for the updates, Topher. Finally, we have something special for you all that are listening. It's time for Trivia Slightly After 12. On this segment, we test the minds of students here on Fredonia's campus for the chance to win glorious prizes. This week, we have some wonderful contestants ready to win big by answering some questions. Why don't you introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Sara Gorton, and yes, I am back again for my third high noon trivia time, and I'm hoping these guys aren't sick of me yet.
Nice, nice.
I mean, I am.
Well, I am Josh Schmitt. I haven't been on High Noon Trivia since pre-COVID, so this is a bit of a reunion for me. I think this is my third time on High Noon Trivia, so I'm pretty excited to be back.
Yeah, things are definitely different. Usually we do it live. We did it live before COVID happened, but now we're doing it over the wonderful internet, over Discord.
Last
Crazy.
minute.
Yeah, crazy. A little bit of background information about how we do the production here. But all right, we all know the drill. We've all been here before. First one to yell out their name before the question has the opportunity to answer the question itself. Each question's worth a point, and at the end of the game, the person with the most amount of points will be declared the winner. This week's category, I mean, you guys signed up for it, you know it. It's movies. So let's get into the trivia. All right?
Am I going first
Are
or
you
are you
ready?
going first?
I'll go first. I'll read it. You will do evens. I'll do odds. So, okay.
It's because he's an odd guy.
That's what I could say. What can I say? I'm quirky. Now, okay. Number one.
Not like other guys.
In the hit movie The Breakfast Club, Allison makes a sandwich out of random food, such as cereal, sugar, and mayo. But what was originally on the sandwich that she threw off of it to the side that hit a statue? Was it A, bologna, B, olive loaf, C, liverwurst, or D, salami?
Josh.
Josh!
I'm gonna go with bologna.
Bologna is not correct. That is wrong. Sarah with a chance
Sarah.
to steal. Sarah!
I'm gonna go for salami.
Salami is also incorrect! No!
Jeez,
All
you're
right.
really going in on this.
What can I
I know,
say?
it's like the
I'm very
first one.
passionate when it comes to trivia. All right, you guys have a chance to answer again if you want to ring in.
I'll go with again, Josh.
All right, Josh.
I'm gonna go with olive loaf. I think you called it, just because it feels quirky and I don't know.
It's not like the other answers.
Olive loaf is correct. Literally, olive
Hey!
loaf. Olive loaf is just bologna with olives in it, by the way. It's really weird looking, and
Oh,
it tastes pretty good, though. No, it tastes pretty good. But that's not the fun fact. The fun fact is actually this. Because now we do, by the way, Josh, now we do fun facts with our questions. We added a bunch of production value here.
Yeah.
Fun fact, the sandwich was made from Captain Crunch, Pixie Sticks, and regular mayonnaise, and was said to be so gross that it almost made the actress throw up on set.
Ugh.
So
Throw up on that.
that's fun. I can make that sandwich. That's one of them I can definitely make. But
Do it, make it.
I will, and then I'll post it on our non-existent social media pages. Which
We
is
have
great.
it for Fredonia Radio Systems Instagram page. You can post it there.
There we go. Maybe.
You should, make
Maybe
it,
you'll
you
see
should make it on High Noon, and our outro will be you eating the sandwich.
It's just me vomiting.
We
While
can
you're
do
saying
that
your
tomorrow.
lines, it's just me.
Do you want to do that tomorrow? I can get mayonnaise and all this other stuff. I have it at home. I could do it. Do you want to do it?
Maybe
Because
some
you
other
said
time.
you could make it. You said you could.
Maybe some other time, Jackson.
All right.
All right. You can quote me on that though. Maybe some
Alright.
other. Not this week.
Next week.
Oh, yeah, maybe next week.
Next week. Question number 2. In Ferris Bueller's Day Off, everyone knows that in an attempt to reverse the odometer, the main characters destroy a car by launching it out the window. But, what was the type of car that was destroyed? That was how you wrote that question? Okay. Sure. Answers are A. A Ferrari 250 GT Spider, B. A Porsche 924 Turbo, C. A Rolls-Royce Dawn Drophead, or D. A Mercedes SL300 Gullwing.
Sarah.
Sarah.
D.
False.
That's wrong.
Josh.
Not a Mercedes.
Josh. B.
What?
B.
B. The
Did you say-
Porsche?
Yeah.
No.
Nah, that's
Sarah?
incorrect. I thought he said E at first. So I was
Sarah.
like, no. That's...
C.
Guys.
No, guys.
It's a Ferrari.
Hey, no.
It's a Ferrari.
It's a Ferrari.
It's an
It's a cool
iconic
car.
car. Fun fact. Writer and director John Hughes had originally planned for the car to be a Mercedes until he came across a replica of the 91 Ferrari GT in a magazine and he thought it looked, quote, really cool.
That's how he said. It looks like I don't know necessarily how to describe it, but it looks like
The car from the movie?
well, yeah, but it looks like a Porsche of that time, like it was trying to rip off the Porsche. It's really weird, but it looks really cute.
I think that's what got me. I thought it was a Porsche.
Yeah, it looks just like an older Porsche, but it is indeed a Ferrari. Yeah, we just sent you the image of it. See?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep.
All right, question number 3. In the movie 28 Days Later, the crew was able to shoot for 2 hours in London while having all traffic slowed to make it seem abandoned for the beginning shots. How much usable footage did they get from the 2-hour recording session? Was it A, 30 seconds, B, 1 minute, C, 5 minutes, or D, 15 minutes?
Sarah.
Sarah.
Josh. I said my name.
Not first.
Not for.
No, I said my name first. What?
No.
It came in later on Iron.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. Well,
Sarah, take a guess.
I'm gonna go for 30 seconds.
That is incorrect. Josh, chance to steal.
B.
B is correct.
Come
Through
on.
that entire 2-hour recording session, they only got 1 minute of footage. For the scenes on the motorway, the production team got permission to shoot on the M1 on Sunday morning between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. The police gradually slowed traffic in both directions and using 10 whole cameras, 10 of them, it's a lot of cameras, the filmmakers managed to capture a total of 60 seconds, and that's it.
I would be so angry.
This is kind of nuts. They set up cameras in such nice shots. If you've seen the movie, like the shots are pretty amazing, but the fact they only got 60 seconds of that footage really pisses me off too.
That's movie making.
Yep.
All right, question number 4. In Good Will Hunting, during the infamous monologue scene where Sean and Will are sitting outside and talking about life, Sean brings up the fact that Will might know all about art, but never really truly experienced it. He does this by bringing up what place? Okay. None of the names are capitalized, so one of them is Will, and I'm like, will he? Oh no, Will might. Will he? Wait.
All right. Here's
Anyway,
what we're gonna do. We're gonna reread that question.
I'm gonna read it one more time because I feel like a brainlet trying to read Matt's writing, and I really have to get to this sooner. I have to devote more time in my life to proofread your scripts. Oh my god.
Yesterday was a wellness day, Jackson.
Today isn't.
All right?
Today isn't. I don't
Today
like that to
is
be
not.
known. Today
I had
is
class
not.
Today. I was busy.
Oh, if only you had a day to work on this, or a week to
I
work
know.
on this.
I was
Anyway,
too busy eating the big cheeseburger. By the way, shout out to the big cheeseburger.
Question 4 was, in Good Will Hunting, during the infamous scene where Sean with a capital S and Will with a capital W are sitting outside and talking about life, Sean brings up the fact that Will might know all about art, but he's never truly experienced it. He does this by bringing up what place? Is it A, the Louvre, B, the Vatican Museums, C, the Sistine Chapel, or D, the Acropolis?
Sarah.
Josh.
Sarah was first. in my hand.
Ooh, sorry. Is it the Sistine Chapel?
It is the Sistine Chapel.
Yes.
That's true.
Oh.
That's correct.
The full line is, so if I asked you about art, you'd probably give me the skinny on every art book ever written. Michelangelo, you know a lot about him. Life's work, political aspirations, him and the Pope, sexual orientation, the whole works, right? But I bet you can't tell me what it smells like in the Sistine Chapel. You've never actually stood there and looked up at the beautiful ceiling, seen that. It's a good line.
Jackson, look at you go. You can be an actor.
You see
know?
how I can read lines that are actually written?
I think we need to
Brilliant.
send that little clip in to all of the agencies
You know,
out there.
you know what we should do, man? Before you leave forever and never see me again, we should sit outside the station and record that scene from Good Will Hunting together.
That's what I'm not even lying. I'm totally down to do that. That'd be pretty funny.
All right, question 5, Matt, take it away.
Yes. Question 5. In the Godfather.
Oh, is it difficult to read?
It's the title, Jackson. That's
Aw.
it. It's the title. I didn't mess up the title. Okay. Jackson always does this to me, by the way, guys. In The Godfather, the cat Marlon Brando held in the beginning of the scene was special.
The
Why
opening
was-
scene. In the opening
Okay.
scene.
All right, we're gonna read it back. In The Godfather, the cat that Marlon Brando held in the opening scene was special.
Yes.
Why? Was it A, the cat was owned by the director who loved his cat so much that he threw him in the movie randomly by having Marlon hold him? Was it B, the cat was a stray found in the Paramount lot? Was it C, the cat was a cat that the director adopted from a shelter for the role and kept after the movie was done? Or was it D, the cat was aggressive for most of the shots, scratching at the chair where Marlon sat every time? And they only had one shot where the cat wasn't aggressive, and that's what they used in the movie.
Sarah.
Gosh.
There.
Was it A?
It was not A. Josh, chance to steal.
D.
Did you
Which
say
one?
D?
D as in dog.
Wrong,
D
Josh.
as in dog. Because you're wrong.
Sarah.
Woo! Little clapback
Sarah.
right there. Sarah,
Could you read B and C again?
was it a stray cat or was it a cat that the director adopted?
A stray cat.
Correct.
Stray cat is correct.
That's B
What?
for correct.
That's it. Jackson, we're going to give you the notorious B emoji point. All right?
The correct point.
The correct point. Fun fact about that cat. In the original script, there was no cat really called for, but the stray cat was really cute, so they just threw him in. That's literally it. They said, here, put this on your lap.
I'm pretty sure that is what has spawned the evil villain with the animal trope. Like, Dr. Evil with his cat, the Bond villains. I don't know, maybe the Bond villains beat him to
I
death,
mean, it's-
but I think of that Godfather scene. Well, I think of Dr. Evil, which was, I believe, from the, it's an iconic thing, and it was just literally a cat they found on the set, and like, alright, whatever.
It was pretty funny
That's
hearing
awesome.
about it.
Question 6. In Forrest Gump, when the drill instructor asked Forrest what his purpose was for being in the army, he said, quote, "To do whatever it is you tell me to do, drill sergeant." This makes the drill instructor unhappy, saying Forrest must
Happy. Makes him happy.
This makes the drill instructor happy, saying Forrest must have an IQ of what? Is it A, 160, B, 200, C, 1,000, or D, 10,000?
Josh.
Sarah.
Josh was
Josh.
B was 200, correct?
B was,
B was
200.
200.
Whatever 200. Yeah.
But that was incorrect.
That's incorrect.
Dang it.
Sarah, chance to steal.
Is it C?
No.
No.
Sarah.
A.
A is correct. 160.
Yeah, let's go. No, you had just gotten it wrong, so I have the chance to steal.
Steal it, Josh.
That is
No,
actually the
no.
same.
That's unfair.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna rip that point in half and give you each
Oh.
half because Sarah.
wait, no.
Sarah did
What was
buzz
she
in.
gonna say?
Sarah did buzz in, but
But
you
what was
said
she
the right
gonna
answer.
say?
I was gonna say A.
Sure you were.
I
Sure
was,
you were.
Josh.
For future
Josh
reference,
gets the let's go point. I'm gonna give Josh a let's
a
go
let's
point.
go point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is.
Why a
go
let's
point.
go point?
Because that's what he said. He said, let's go.
Oh no.
You guys.
There he is. That's
every
Josh.
week I'm on here.
I literally just gave you a half a point, sir. I don't know what you're
Yes,
talking
thank you. Jackson's the only one on my side tonight, apparently.
No.
about. Jeez.
Alrighty.
Fun
go on to the
fact,
next
the rifles that
question.
they disassemble and rebuild in that same scene are completely real, as they wanted to keep the historical integrity of the movie as close to perfect as possible.
Yep. So literally, if you wanted to, you could put a bullet in, shoot out of it.
That's what guns do,
All right.
yes.
All right. Question 7. We're gonna move on. In The Joker, we all know that Arthur Fleck has a condition where he laughs uncontrollably. But what is the real name of the condition? Is it A, pseudobulbar effect? Is it hypertrichosis? Is it C, fibrodysplasia ossificans? I don't know how to say that. Is it B, fibrodysplasia, or is it D, Lucian disease?
Sarah.
Sarah.
B.
No.
B is incorrect.
Darn.
Josh.
Josh.
C.
C is also incorrect. It had a long name, and I didn't know how to say it.
Sarah.
Was it A?
Yes.
Correct. Pseudobulbar effect. Fun fact. This condition actually affects 2 million people in the U.S. currently. it doesn't just affect laughter, but it can also lead to uncontrollable crying fits as well. It's an emotional reaction effect, which is, it can lead to anger fits, crying fits, and laughter fits.
Great.
Yeah, that's fun. Isn't that great?
Here's the current standings, folks. We have Sara with 3 points, well, 3.5 points. We have Josh with 2.5 points and a let's go point. And me with a B emoji point. Great. Alright. Question number 8. In Dead Poets Society, what was the play that was performed by Neil Perry? That is what the question should say.
Okay, yeah.
But it says, what was the play that was performed that Neil Perry was the main character in? So the question is, in Dead Poets Society, what was the play that Neil Perry performed in? Go ahead, rewrite it. It doesn't change the fact that I just revealed what you wrote. Is it A, Hamlet, B, Macbeth, C, Othello, or D, A Midsummer Night's Dream?
Josh.
Sara.
Josh.
A.
No.
Wrong.
Sara.
Sara.
Othello.
No.
Wrong.
Josh.
Sara.
Josh.
B.
No.
No! What?
No! Come on!
So the
It's
correct
a-
answer to the question in the Dead Poets the correct answer to the question in Dead Poets Society, what was the play that was performed that Neil Perry performed in? Was A Midsummer Night's Dream. Fun fact, speaking of plays, there was talk of making Dead Poets Society into a musical.
Also, fun fact, some of these questions were written 30 minutes before this recording. So don't
This is the one you just edited. This is the one you just fixed after I called you out for your garbage writing. It says, in Dead Poets Society, what was the play that was performed that Neil Perry performed in? Matt, I'm giving you an illiteracy point.
Damn it! Come on, I don't deserve that point. I don't deserve
Would you
it.
rather have
It's a
the
negative
aneurysm
point.
point or the illiteracy
No.
point? Because
No, I
either
don't want
one.
any of them.
I'm giving you
Let
both.
me. Can I get the just let me live point?
No.
Please.
Question 9, Matt.
Question
please.
9. I'm moving on from Jackson's buffoonery. Question 9.
Half
In the
of these
Wolf of
titles
Wall
were wrong
Street.
too, by the way. I had to go through and fix
Oh my
all the
gosh, let the
titles.
babe speak.
Just for the record.
I'm glad you cleared that up. Anyway, in The Wolf of Wall Street, what was the name of the highly potent version of Quaaludes that both Jordan and Donnie freak out about before taking? Was it A, lemons, B, blossoms, C, orange peels, or D, poppies?
Sara.
Josh.
Sara.
B.
It is not blossoms.
Josh.
Josh,
D.
No.
it is not poppies.
Sara.
Sarah,
A.
A is correct. Lemons.
Yes.
Is that how you spell lemons? That
Yes, because it was named after the pharmaceutical company who made it. So that is the correct
with
version.
2
Don't call me
M's.
out.
Okay, just making
Yes.
sure because I was like, oh my god, this just does not
No.
stop.
It was named after the pharmaceutical company that made them. Also, fun fact: the pills that they used in the movie were just vitamin B pills, so it wasn't actually drugs. Cool.
That's good.
Question 10.
Yeah.
In the movie Seven, that's SE the number 7 EN. What is the costume choice for the murderer that stayed the same throughout the movie? Is it A, the bandages on his fingertips, B, the bandage on his face, C, the dirt on his skin, or D, the shoes he wore?
Sara.
Sarah.
Sarah.
Josh.
Sarah said it first.
What? Again? Are you kidding
Yes.
me?
Yes.
No!
You're gonna, Josh, you're gonna listen to this recording and be like, man, I'm just slow.
Yeah.
Or the internet at my house is just awful.
Either one. This game's pay to win, and I'm happy to take bribes. What you say, Sarah?
forgot what I was gonna say now.
Oh,
A, I
no.
think.
Oh, the sabotage technique.
Well,
I was
pick
gonna
an,
say
pick an answer then.
the
I'm gonna unbuzz you.
bandage on the face.
No, it's not the bandage on the
Mm-mm.
face. Josh.
D.
No, it's not the shoes.
Sarah.
Josh.
Sarah.
I'm gonna be fired from ever announcing.
What is your
again.
answer?
A.
It is A. It is a dirt.
Yeah!
bandage on his fingertips. The reason this is so is that this is exactly what murderers do to cover their tracks. It is known that murderers cut off the skin on their fingers to stop leaving fingerprints behind. That
There
is
you go.
what it says.
Incredibly disturbing.
Thanks.
That's whack.
Thanks, very cool. Question
So,
11,
yeah.
man, please.
Question. Sorry, I was chewing on a piece of chicken. Question 11. Question 11.
What?
Oh my god, I'm giving you a
In-
chicken point.
I'm
Sorry,
saying
I
a
was
question.
chewing on a piece of chicken.
Can we please add that to the wall of quotes?
In Kill Bill Volume 1, the anime scene that explained the backstory of Cottonmouth was animated by who? Was it Osamu Tezuka? Was it Studio Trigger? Was it Katsuji Morishita? Or was it Mamoru Hosoda?
Sarah.
Josh.
Josh,
No.
C.
C is correct. It is
Hey!
Katsuji
Okay.
Morishita.
Say so. I heard Sarah first.
Sorry, I personally heard Josh.
Tiebreaker.
Tiebreaker. The answer was already said. What do
I
you mean
know.
tiebreaker?
It's
You
too
can't
late
do it.
now.
You
There's no
fool,
fun
you
fact
haven't
about
thought
that.
about the smell.
There's no fun fact. I forgot one.
Oh, great. Let's see. Do I know any
So
fun facts about the about Kill Bill?
Kill Bill.
I know Tarantino wanted to make it he wanted to make it one movie originally, but then the studio was like, no.
Fun fact. Wait, hold on.
That would have been like an 8-hour movie.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
During the scene, here's a fun fact. During the scene where the bride gets the sword from Hattori Hanzo, he throws a baseball at her in which she cuts it in two. That actually happened, and they didn't fake it. She actually cut it in half.
Great.
Whoa.
There you go.
That's pretty impressive.
She, yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty
that's
impressive.
cool.
She actually slashed it in half.
All right. Final question. The production of the Blair Witch Project only cost.
Yeah. Only costed.
300 No, it's just like this is notoriously small. Never mind. You're right. Only cost. No, it's only cost. Only cost is the grammatically correct way to say it. I'm
Okay,
just-
cool. That's what I thought.
Okay. Anyway, the production of the Blair Witch Project only cost $300,000 to make, but made much back in profit.
I would kill you.
Is it A 100? Well, this is really not where the question was. I thought was going. Anyway, is it A 100 million, B 150 million, C 200 million, or D 250 million?
Sarah.
Sarah.
Josh.
200 million.
No, Josh.
That's 200 million. Josh.
150.
No.
No.
Sarah.
Josh.
Sarah.
Sarah.
D.
D is correct.
He's correct.
Yes.
250 million.
250 million.
Huh.
Mo, it was supposed to say how, but Jackson likes to torture me so, and
Is
yeah.
that right?
Okay.
300,000? Because I thought it was like a lot less. I would believe
No, it was
30,000.
It was 300,000. That's what I looked up.
'Cause I know
there was still
She
because
was-
they had to pay the actors. They had to pay for or rent the forest in which they were filming in, and they had to pay for the props, including, fun fact, real human
Oh
teeth.
yeah, it was 300,000. Most interestingly, here's my better fun fact than the one that is written. They rented the camera. They shot the thing on because they couldn't afford one. They either rented it or they bought it and then
Wow.
sold it back at the end of production.
Wow.
You don't think my fun fact is fun? I think it's pretty fun.
It's a 35-page outline detailing each scene so that the dialogue in the movie was improv.
All of the dialogue was improv. There was no script.
Great.
Whoa.
That's pretty cool.
Huh.
Too.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna vote. You guys get to vote. Which fun fact was more fun?
Vote Jackson.
Josh gets a Jackson superiority.
This is bullshit. Oh wait, we have to cut.
Oh, thanks. Thanks so much. Matt gets another obscenity point.
God no! I don't mean it.
Oh, that was perfect.
I don't mean it.
It's fine. Josh got his Jackson supremacy point, and you got your obscenity point.
Oh, I'm just not getting good points today.
Jackson supremacy point is wild. Okay, well, there's no tiebreaker question, Matt. Should I come up with one or no?
I mean, you can, yeah. Look up a question.
Alright, might
Look
as
up
well. Let's see. 100 fun movie trivia, because why would we have this be done beforehand?
Yeah, come on.
Alright, I have a tiebreaker question. Here it is. It has nothing to do with sports.
Oh.
What is the longest movie ever made? Is it A, Hamlet, B, The Stand, C, Dances with Wolves, or D, The Cure for Insomnia?
Josh.
Josh.
I'm gonna go with A.
A is false.
Sarah,
Sarah.
is it C?
No, it is not Dances with
Sarah.
Wolves.
Josh.
I said first.
No,
D.
Josh said it first.
D.
No.
D, The Cure for Insomnia?
Yes.
Yes, it is The Cure for Insomnia.
Yay!
Came out in 1987 and has the longest movie runtime ever made, totaling at 85 hours.
Ew.
What?
Yep, it's
Wow.
5,220 minutes. It premiered in its entirety at the School of the Art Institute in Chicago, Illinois, from January 31st to February 3rd of 1987, in one continuous showing.
Oh, but
Why?
it's like a. Oh, but it's like an art film. So there's no really. It says there's no really consisting of any plot structure. It mostly consists of poet L.D. Groban reflecting his own poem of 4,080 pages, interspliced with X-rated film footage and rock music videos. So there's, I don't know. I would say it's experimental.
Oh yeah. Well, there it is.
That's
Yeah.
That's a thing. So I'm gonna go over the points, and then Matt, you'll tell us who wins. Ready?
yes.
So
It's you.
I'll start with the producers back here. So I have a B emoji point. Matt has a obscenity point. He has an obscenity point. He has an aneurysm point. He has an illiteracy point and a chicken point. Josh has 4.5 points, as well as a let's go point and a Jackson supremacy point. And Sara has 6.5 points. So Matt, tell us who wins.
All right, I'll start from bottom to top. In fourth place is me with a fat goose egg with 0, because I got negative points, but the chicken point was so finger licking good that it negated them. So,
Oh no!
Oh god, I hated that.
In third place, we have Sara
Oh,
with
come on.
6.5. And that means there's only 2 places left. Second place and first place. Drum roll, please, for the winner of who is
I'm not
the
editing it,
winner
drum
of
roll,
tonight's
not doing
thing. Drum roll. Blah, 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 blah,
No,
blah, blah.
no, no.
No drum roll. I'm not editing it in.
Jackson DiCarlo once again coming out on top, victorious with the B emoji point, equaling 69 whole points. Crazy. That's nuts. All right, Jackson.
I want to recount.
I
Oh.
want to recount.
No, well,
I'm tired
Josh,
of
you
being
did
put
have a
in
lot of
third.
points because the Jackson supremacy point was worth a lot of points, and you did equal up to 50 whole points, but Jackson
Whoa.
with 69 whole points. That's pretty nuts. Jackson, what do you have to say for yourself? Winning again, 5th time in a row.
I'd like to congratulate our contestants for making it this far, and for getting the points they did get. I'd like to apologize formally to our audience for having to listen to Matt and I read Matt's script, because, ouch.
Don't worry, guys.
Oh.
Next time I'll make sure to make it even better. All right, even better than this one. Maybe we'll even have a special one day where I just make a script of something random in Matt writing. It'll be fun. It'll be a great time.
Well,
But
thanks for
yeah.
coming on, folks.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for
Yeah,
having
thank
me
you.
and Josh.
Hey, welcome. Matt, I'm thinking of 2 hosts with names between A and Z.
I mean, are we thinking the same one? Wait, let me.
I'm thinking of 2 hosts with names between A and Z. Who are they?
Mm-hmm. I mean, if we're on the same wavelength, I'm thinking, is it Matt and Jackson?
It is. Well done.
All right, let's bring it back to them. See what they're talking about.
That was a well-constructed bit.
That wraps it up for this week's broadcast of High Noon Friday. Thank you for joining us, and make sure you tune in next week, same time, same place. High Noon Friday has been brought to you on WCVF 88.9 FM The Voice and WDVL 89.5 The Inferno on the web.
Our producers and scriptwriters and sports are prepared and read by Josh Schmitt, news is by Topher Elkins, and weather is by Jules Hoepting. Tune in next week for another great edition of High Noon Friday. I'm.
Thanks for listening, and be sure to tune in next week, same time, same place. Bye, folks.
Bye.
Hey folks, it's me, Editor Jackson. I'm currently editing the end of the High Noon Friday show you're listening to right now. But I figured I'd hop in and have this quick PSA. We are not having a show next week. We are actually taking it off. We are using that mental health day to our advantage and not be recording or editing or whatever. So there will be no show next week. So yeah, don't expect one. Be sure to come to that radio event we're having tonight at the Williams Center. Check our social pages for the information. I'd really love a rescue because I have been kidnapped. But yeah, we'll see you folks next week. Have a good one.